I recently flew with Emirates to and from Dubai during the Middle East crisis, and my experience was pretty wild. It was definitely one of the more interesting trips I've ever taken, and I wanted to make this video to give you an idea of what's really happening on the ground. And for the record, I am not advocating that anyone travel there right now, but I know how life works. If you already have a trip plan or just need to connect through Dubai, then this video is for you. For reference, this video is based on my experience flying from Tokyo to Dubai on March 26, 2026. I spent 4 days in Abu Dhabi and then flew from Dubai to Istanbul on March 29, 2026. So to give you some context, air travel across the Middle East has basically been turned upside down. Airspace closures, cancellations, reroutes, thousands of flights have been affected. At one point, even major hubs like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Doha were either shut down or restricted. And at the time of this video, these airports and the affected airlines, including Emirates, Etihad, and Qatar, are still operating at limited capacity, so you should expect some delays and cancellations. But keep in mind, anything and everything can change at a moment's notice. This video is only based on my experience, and it's only one data point of everything going on. You should make your own decisions on when to travel or where to travel to, and you should always follow your State Department's travel recommendations. If you want to know which routes Emirates is currently operating, they do have a page dedicated to their current flight schedule. I'll put a link to it in the description box below so you can keep track of all your flights to see which flights are still operating. Now, with all that aside, let's talk about what you can expect at the airport and on board your Emirates flight from Dubai. Walking into the airport, the first thing that hit me was how quiet it was. My flight to Istanbul was scheduled for 12:55 p.m. and I got to the airport around 9:30 a.m. and it was a ghost town. If you've ever been through Dubai, normally you know it's one of the busiest airports in the world. Lines everywhere, people everywhere, and absolute chaos, but today it felt very quiet. There were minimal crowds, check-in was quick and easy, and security was even quicker. Because I was in economy class, I didn't get lounge access with my ticket, but thanks to my Priority Pass membership, I was able to use the Plaza Premium Lounge prior to my flight. It's not the most amazing lounge by any means, but it was nice, clean and quiet, and it had a pretty good food selection in the morning. As you can see, the airport and the lounges are operating normally. A few minutes prior to boarding time, I left the lounge and made my way to the gate, and oh my gosh, I was not prepared for how busy this flight was. Compared to how empty the airport was, it was crazy to see how full this flight was going to be. This flight to Istanbul was operated with one of Emirates' older Boeing 777-300ERs, 19 years old to be exact. The seats are configured in a 3-4-3 layout, with each seat offering 32 inches of pitch, a seat width of 17.3 inches, and 6 inches of recline. Each seat is also equipped with an adjustable headrest, a seatback entertainment system, and several storage places to store your belongings. Waiting at our seats were a blanket and a pair of headphones. These headphones are not great by any means, but they are significantly better than the earbuds that other airlines give you. That being said, I would still bring my own headphones. Entertainment-wise, even though this system is older, the content is pretty damn amazing. Emirates really has one of the best content libraries of any airline. There are plenty of movies and TV shows to watch, games to play, and there's always live TV to keep up with current events. No amenity kits were provided on this flight, but menu cards were waiting at our seats. I always appreciate this as it's a much better descriptor than the standard chicken or beef that some airlines just ask before handing down some slop on your table. I went with the chicken and rice, and I have to say it was pretty damn good for an economy class meal. Service-wise, this crew was fantastic. They were polite and professional, and they really went out of their way to take care of everyone. They were on their feet the entire time, walking up and down the cabin and taking care of everyone. I really can't say one negative thing about them. So as you can see from my video, aside from the potential flight delays and cancellations, things are operating fairly normally at Emirates. I think they have done a great job of making their customer experience feel as normal as possible, and they're doing a really good job of taking care of their passengers. Honestly, if you didn't know what was going on just across the strait, you would think this was a completely normal Emirates flight, and I really appreciated that. Overall, I'm really glad I stuck with my trip and I didn't cancel it. I was worried, my friends and family were worried, but in the end, it all worked out. Not once did I ever see any destruction or damage, and I felt totally safe the entire time. So that's my quick video. I just wanted to give you an overview of my experience flying with Emirates during this crazy time. Feel free to drop any questions or concerns you have regarding my trip down in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.